Hello everyone, thanks for joining our webinar. I will be just waiting 1 or 2 more minutes in order to start as I see some participants are still joining. So just bear with me 1 more minute and then we will kick off the session. Thanks. All right, let's start our inspiration session dedicated to the FMCG audiences. So to get to today, we will be seeing a couple of examples in order to inspire you for different objectives that you would be having in the FMCG area. So my name is Anne-Laure. I will be your host today. I'm the Customer Education Manager here at Qualifio, and I'll be your host. Just before we start, a couple of logistics. The meeting is being recorded and we will be sending you the presentation and the video right after the webinar during the day today. And you can, of course, ask your questions. There is a Q&A box on the bottom right of your screen where you can ask all your questions. I'll be looking at it in order to try and answer as live as possible to the questions while I'm presenting. So do not hesitate to ask your questions if you have any, and then we will be having a Q&A session at the end of the presentation so that you can ask all your questions regarding the presentation that we just had. So today the objective of the session is how could you make your products and brands memorable for your consumers? So today we see that the trends are really to meet your consumer expectations. So how does it work? So we have 4 big pillars here at Qualifio that thanks to the campaigns that you will be creating, you need to actually provide tailored experience. So consumers are looking for tailored experience. They're looking for purpose-driven campaigns, so campaigns that make sense to them, and also create, of course, interactive content. So the idea today, of course, is to create interaction with your customers, and all that thanks to also building seamless integration. So to make sure that the experience of the customers is also seamless and natural when it comes to them. So today's agenda for the inspiration, we will actually show you examples based on 4 big pillars. So the first pillar, of course, engage, how to engage with your customers, engage by creating fun and memorable content for your customers. The second pillar would be enriching your database, so get to know your customers, but of course start collecting data, collecting new leads, get to know them, and how to, thanks to the data that you would be collecting, personalize their experience with you and the communication with them. Then a couple of examples that were used actually to convert your customers and to boost your sales. So we will see what are the great examples in order to do so. And then the 4th pillar, of course, once our customers are converted and they buy, we want them, of course, to come back, keep on buying, and be loyal to a brand. So these will be the 4 big pillars of our webinar today. So let's start with the engagement and brand awareness. So how to create engagement and brand awareness around your brand, around your products, thanks to gamified content. So today we will start the presentation with a KitKat puzzle. So this puzzle is really a great way to promote and put forward new products, because it allows, of course, to create a gamified content, fun content, but also to have long interaction with your brand while actually resolving a little game. So here, the idea was to promote these new products, and the participants could win packs of the new products to actually discover it. So yeah, as I was saying, there was no time limit here. So the idea is to solve the puzzle as fast as possible, and the participants that would solve it as fast as possible could be part of the contest to win some packs and discover this new product. So this is for the puzzle. And then we also have one that comes back quite often, is the memory game. So the memory game is also very great gamified content to boost your brand and products visibility. So it's really great when you want to put all the different products that you have forward. Here we have a Johnny Walker's memory game that was created featuring their premium product black label. So the idea was really to put forward that black label. So here, the participants had a time limit to actually find all the pairs, which create a bit more challenging, let's say, game. And the ones with the highest scores could have the chance also to winning a bottle of the black label. So the memory is great. You can do pairs of the same symbols together, same products, but you can also decide to put together different aspects of your brand. So we've seen already memories with the evolution, let's say, of the logo towards the years to create memory for the birthday, let's say, of the brand. But it could also be to put together two different things that actually, like, for example, your product goes with a certain feeling or a certain product for a certain type of hair or skin. So it really allows you to do quite a lot of different things thanks to the memory game. Here we have an example from the brand Sheer Moistures. So here the idea was an affirmation board. So this campaign was available on the brand's website during the Black History Month. So it's a great way actually to create a personal link with the brand. It was a writing contest format where everyone had to share a little love letter or a little love note to their hair. So here the idea, of course, is to create a personal link thanks to this writing contest. We are also in the idea of the self-love that is actually quite nice here. And of course, others could read everyone's comment. It's a great way, of course, to put your customers in the center of your communication and create a great also engagement with them. It makes them feel special and also can create a community feeling thanks to this writing contest. So here we have 12,000 views on this writing contest, sorry, and really it allowed to boost a bit this engagement together with the users, the participants. We also find in the engagement this great example from Swinkles. So here the idea is the format of the hidden object. So what is great about the hidden object and the way they used this campaign in this format is that they managed to recreate the world of their branding. So in this case, they wanted to promote their limited edition of urban art drink. So they managed to really personalize their campaign to make them recreate the atmosphere of the packaging, of the branding of this product. And of course, so the campaign, as we see, is around urban art. And of course, one had to find them also like 2 cans of this drink in the drawing that we see appearing here. They had to go, of course, the fastest possible, and they could also win actually packs of this new product. So this is a nice way also to create long interaction with your customers, with your brand. It's a great way to create engagement. They had 59% of completion rate, as it's quite easy and quite catchy. It's easily shareable also to make participants participate. And it also managed to have 37% of opt-in rate. So they managed to also collect new leads, thanks to this fun format. Here we have another one for engagement and brand awareness, which is the Purina's Cat Photo Challenge. So in this photo challenge, Purina invited their customers to share a picture of their cat, and also after to ask for votes. So this really creates a deep engagement of your participant, and your participant again is the center of your communication because they can also share the picture they actually made thanks to the gallery that you can create next to your photo contest, and this way gather votes from their network. So it's a great way to promote, of course, your brand, to gather also interaction with other new possible leads. And of course, here the one who would get the most votes could win 1 year of supply products of the Felix brand. So it's really a great way also to create a community feeling, and really long engagement with the brand and the customers. Because of course here these photo contests are massively shareable, and you can reach, of course, the networks of your participants. Another example, this is more in the gamified also area. So Deleuze, the supermarket brand here in Belgium, creates engagement and really seamless experiences by integrating directly their great campaigns on their app. So here they wanted to create really engagement and celebration together with the customers around their Smart Plus anniversary. So Smart Plus is really their fidelity program, loyalty program, that allows one to get extra reductions on some products. So here they really wanted to include the participants in their celebration with this format that is a slice it with balloons, of course, reminding of the celebration. So it was a great way really to create engagement and loyalty feeling also to the brand, because the ones with the highest scores could also win 1 year of free products that have good Nutri scores A and B. So it's also a great way to position themselves towards also the good, healthy and food dynamic that they want to position themselves. So great way also here to engage with the brand. And our last example for the engagement is, of course, the advent calendars. So advent calendars are really a great way to create daily engagement with your customers. Of course, one calendar does not have to have many formats, because sometimes we're a bit scared to say, okay, a calendar, I need to create 24 different campaigns. Well, actually not really. In this case, for example, Picard created two main formats in their calendar. So you had instant wins and forms. It was really a great way to boost engagement and collect leads. The forms were, of course, contests. So every day one could win a prize, either via an instant win, either via a contest where they needed to submit their details via a form. So it's a great way really to boost engagement and collect leads. They massively shared it via newsletter. They managed to gather 900,000 participations with this calendar, which is a very high number. And calendars, of course, are very popular around Christmas, but they can also be created for any strategic moment of your brand. It can be really before a sales period, or I don't know, if you start, for example, a crazy week, or before the launch of a new product, of a new strategy, of a new logo, anything that could create daily engagement around a very big moment of change of strategy or new branding could work with an advent calendar. And of course, you don't need to create 24 cases. It can also be a 5 cases calendar, 3 cases calendar. Really, there are different options with this example. So that's it for our first part regarding creating engagement. So now what we're going to see is some examples to actually gather data, collect data, and enrich your data. So start segmenting to actually get to know your customers better and personalizing the communication with them. So on this example, we have Apedol's Lollapalooza contest. So this is an instant win. Of course, instant wins are a great way to collect leads and gather information from your participants. And here Campari understood that pretty well. They're using their Aperol branding goodies and strong brand to create really engagement during the festivals where they're present. So it's a great way to collect leads on events where they're present, to really have link between presence at a festival and the digital world. So the participants were asked to share their details in exchange for a spin and the possibility of winning different goodies. Here they managed to collect 14,000 opt-ins thanks to their presence during that festival. Another example, another great way to collect data from events is also this swap and match from the brand Le Pain Quotidien, who was actually a main sponsor at a jumping competition show masters in Brussels. So they were present at the event, and they created a personalized game with a mix of baking, of course, and equestrian theme to really create a bridge between the two worlds, their world and the event where they were present. And here they managed to create engagement around their brand and around the event in order to really collect newsletter opt-ins for them, but also for their partner. It was a great way to reach out to also new leads, thanks to, of course, this event that attracts other people. So the idea here was that participants could win a VIP ticket and capture leads then for both the Brussels Masters and for both Le Pain Quotidien. And here they managed to gather 1,200 opt-ins for this event. Another great example here to enrich your database is this perfect match swiper from the brand Swinkles. So here the idea was to enrich the database and get to know the customers better thanks to this format. The swiper is really a great way to gather people's preferences. Because it's an easy format to play with, and it's also very easy to share on social media and to promote it. So here Swinkles wanted to know which products were their customers' favorites. They created this swiper around Valentine's Day. They know also how to boost their participation rates by offering a very nice incentive. So in this case, and around Valentine's, the idea was that they would offer 2 or 3 dinners with a full experience for 2 people. And thanks to a high opt-in rate of 52%, they really fueled their strategy with a personalized communication and content on everyone's favorite drink. Another example here, we are more in the personality test format. So this is again an example from Johnny Walker with their Game of Thrones edition. So with Game of Thrones, they created a special collection around the show. It's a great way then to promote new products and gather customers' preferences at the same time. The Game of Thrones theme, of course, in this case, attracts more participants too. It can make everyone discover a new collection, new branding of a specific collection of drinks. It's, of course, also a great way to enrich data about your customers, because you ask a couple of questions to know a bit what are their preferences, when they like to have a drink, etc. So it's also a great way to also promote products, because it gives you then a result, which one is the drink that you would prefer and why. As when you would click on the result, you could get a little explanation of why they would propose you this specific drink. So popular themes like Game of Thrones is a great way also to boost participation and attract attention on your brand. I'm going to check if by any chance, no, I was just checking if there were some questions. I don't see any questions, Vanan, so I'm just going to continue. So for the data collection and enrichment, we also have this example. So here we have the survey. Of course, survey is a great way to collect feedback from your customers. So this is what the brand Takis from Bimbo Mexico, from the group Bimbo Mexico, did with their Takis survey. So here they really wanted to understand what were the favorite brands of their customers. What were their habits? So how would they actually buy them? Where would they buy them? How they wanted to actually consume their products. So with this survey, Bimbo really wanted to gather feedback from the customers to get to know them better, but also build loyalty in order to make sure they would offer the right experience, let's say, with the product to their customers. The battle is also a great way to to gather your participant preferences. Here we have an example from Nestlé. So it's very easy, of course, to share online, to add to your website, to share on social media, and to share also on newsletter. In this one, participants had to choose between different dishes. So what is your favorite recipe? So they just had to click. It's very easy to participate to this type of format. So the data revealed here their preferences and boost the personalization of the communication. And also to boost the participation to this, of course, there were some nice prizes that could be won, such as recipe books and also like a Moulinex cooker and also different packages of Nestle products of the different brands that were used, of course, for the recipe. So it's a great way to put forward some products to actually help you do some recipes, and a great way also to segment the consumers and personalize communication thanks to the votes that they would be giving. Another example here, it's from the brand Haribo. So here it's the Haribo Buy and Win campaign. So this one, let's say, goes in between two worlds with collecting data and reaching your database, but also maybe helping in the conversion and the sales boost. So Haribo here, they added codes to their products, to their packs, to allow actually participants to participate to an instant win. So thanks to a unique code that was on the packaging, the participants could actually connect to a campaign and participate to an instant win. What was great about this instant win is that they were promising 3 prizes every hour, which would of course boost the interest of the customers. So it's a great way to create an in-shop, a connection, between in-shop purchases and digital experience, and really get to know who are your customers, who is buying your product. In this case, we see that they managed to gather 17,000 participants, so which is a great result for a campaign connecting the live world, let's say, and digital world. So that's it for the data collection. I'm going to quickly check if there's some questions. I do not see any questions so far. So we can continue and now see some great examples to boost the sales activation and conversion. So here, how to actually transform, let's say, your participants to customers. So let's see what are the great ideas to actually go from clicks to conversions. A format that we find quite often and that answers very well this need is an always-on campaign that was designed here by Jisoo. So it's a send finder. So Jisoo created this. It's a gift guide format. They created this gift guide format to actually reveal you your sent. It's an always-on campaign on their website, which allows you to actually participate anytime when you actually arrive on their website. So it's a great way to receive a personal advice directly from the brand. So it's a great way to create a personal link, let's say, with the person who actually answers the questions. And here the idea, after answering a couple of questions, is that you would get the send that corresponds you best. And they would add, of course, a CTA next to the different products that suits you better, in order to actually boost their sales. So like that, you can go directly from the advice to directly buying the products. It's a great way to promote the different products of their offering, and build, of course, personal advice, personal link also with the customers, thanks to this gift guide format and personality test format in a way. So this is one example, and we're going to see that the gift guide can really work for every type of product. In this example here, Henkel created this test to offer product recommendations also to the customer. This way, the consumer would really receive, again, a personal advice directly from the brand, creating, again, a direct link with the brand's products and conversion possibility after answering a couple of questions on their website. So here the campaign didn't require a form with data known, because the data was known being, it was pre-filled, as they would share also the information through the SSO that they have and through a newsletter. So it's a really great way to give products visibility and boost the sales, and adding, of course, a CTA to create an instantaneous buying of the product is also a great way to boost the sales in with this format. We have another example also in the beauty environment, and this is from Cacharel. So here it's a sample campaign. So of course, samples are a great way to collect leads and capture data for once, on one side. So you really answer also the objective that we were discussing just before, with the enrichment of your database, but it's also a great way to create a loyal feeling with your customers and boost your sales, as you do create a personalized brand exposure and experience thanks to the samples that you actually sending to your participants. So it's really allowing the participant to choose their favorite sample at first, so they have a choice between two different samples. And this is already a great way to create this personal link with them. And to receive it, they of course needed to provide their personal data and address via a form. So a great way to enrich your database, and also to collect new leads thanks to the sample sending. And of course, the fact that they already have a sample of your product is also a great way to convert them in, let's say, a longer term. Another sales activation campaign is this one from Andre Loans. It's a buy and win. So in this case, Andre Loan created this campaign in partnership with the shops Kruidvat. So first there was a great promotion, so you could buy 2 + 2 for free products. So if you would buy 2 + 2 for free products, you would receive a QR code that actually was provided at the shop. And in thanks to this QR code, you would get a unique code to actually access the game. So the game was an instant win format. So it's a great way to create first a link between in-shop and digital world, a great way to boost your sales thanks to this special instant win with great prizes to be won. There were like spa trips to be won, Ibiza trips to be won thanks to this campaign. To really boost the conversion rate. So it's really a campaign again that really answers different objectives. So the data collection, the in-shop to digital world connection, the boost of sales thanks to the promotion, plus the access to a specific campaign if you would buy the product. So this is a nice example that we wanted to share for the boosting of the conversion and boost sales objective. And the last example here it's not the last example of this one. It's almost the last example of this objective of conversion. So here we have the Starbucks rewards campaign. So it's a quiz format that Starbucks created. How they work? So if the customer would buy an espresso machine, there would be offered, so it was like a partnership, of course, between Starbucks and Nespresso. So if they would buy an espresso machine, they would get offer up to 25 euros of reimbursement if they would buy Starbucks capsules. So how did it work? They just had to answer a couple of questions from a quiz. They would have received a unique code in their Nespresso machine box that they would just have to add here in order to actually receive their possibility of reimbursement. So it's a great way to, of course, link the physical and the digital worlds, but it's also a great way to boost the conversion, because of course with your new machine you are going to buy new coffee, and there's nothing best, of course, to have this partnership between the two brands to actually promote the Starbucks capsules and boost, of course, their sales and conversion. It's also a great way to create loyalty with the brand. Because of course, again, with the new coffee, maybe the first coffee that you would try is the one that you're going to keep for later as your habits. So this one also answers to multiple objectives between data collection, connection of physical and digital world, and conversion boost and loyalty created with the brand directly. Coupons are also, of course, a great way to activate your sales. And this is a KitKat Back to School coupon campaign that was created in order, of course, to boost the conversion. They, of course, tend to increase also the participation levels. So how did it work? It was a format that one had to complete in order to receive their unique discount code that they could be using on the different KitKat products. So, of course, this campaign boosts product sales, product promotion, and directly giving the feeling to customers that they would need to do an immediate purchase of this product thanks to the coupons that they would be receiving. Last example of this section is the Purina One Instax Vote. So this is a photo contest format. So in this case, the idea is add your proof of purchase to your campaigns to boost actually your sales. So the idea is that if you don't buy, basically you can't play the game. So it's of course important to have nice incentives in order to boost the participation in this type of campaigns. And here, what was actually very great is that the galleries really allows extra voting, extra participations, and extra lead collection. So in this case, it was a photo contest. They gathered 126 pictures that were uploaded, but what is very nice is that they managed to gather 32.5 thousand votes with actually 16,000 participants to this campaign. So 16,000 people voted for the different pictures that were actually uploaded. And participation was valid just upon the upload of a proof of purchase. So adding this proof of purchase upload really creates like a gate of participation. So it's also a great way to boost your sales in order to actually have access to a nice campaign. So that's it for the conversion part. Before we start the repeated purchases and loyalty, I see a question. So in the data collection portion, were those examples apps that customers would need to download, or would it be hosted on a tablet by the company running the event installation? So actually, there are two things. So indeed, we often see tablets or screens where you have actually a QR code where you can directly access the campaign. So this was a bit the idea of the apparel one, that when you would actually buy something at the apparel stand, or if you would go to the apparel stand, you could directly connect to the campaign thanks to a QR code that was available there. And so people would connect to the instant win by going to the stand. But what we also see, and that was also the case with the Le Pain Quotidien, with the events, is that usually you do have a lot of, when you're present on events, and because you can have a QR code always generated with the campaigns you create, QR codes are often used in different events. But it's also possible, of course, if you do have already an app, and that was also the case for Le Pain Quotidien, you can directly add the specific campaign to the app to already create engagement around the event prior to the event. So both options are possible. But for the apparel one, it was definitely just on the festival itself, where people could actually directly participate thanks to the access of QR codes, or people just offering the participation to the campaign. So both are possible, and both were used in the two examples that I showed. But it doesn't need to be a tablet at the event. It can really just be a poster with a QR code. It's true that usually where you have a tablet with a hostess, it helps boost the participations for sure. And the last part is the repeated purchases and loyalty. So make sure consumers come back and stay and continue purchasing from your brand. So here we have a great example from the brand Materne. So the idea was here to win a weekend away. So what was great is that it was actually a quiz format where participants could answer a few questions about the Materne products, about the Materne brand, where are the fruits coming, etc. So it was also each time providing a justificative of to the question. So it was also a great way to educate, let's say, the participants about the brand. And the idea was to win a weekend getaway, among other prizes like entrances to theme parks, discounts, etc. So the campaign was promoted on each top of Materne jam pots. And you could access directly the campaign by buying one of those pots. It would create large engagement, and actually everyone would win a coupon to buy again from the brand. So it was a great way to actually collect data from the in-shop to the digital world. But thanks to the coupons that everyone would win, it was also a great way to foster your loyalty and make sure that the customers go back to the brand thanks to their coupon. Here we have another example of Deleuze again, and an integrated game in their app. So as I was telling you already in the first part of the presentation, Deleuze uses their app to really add some gamified content and boost the loyalty to their brand with the customers who download their app. So they really transform repeated connections in fun moments to engage with their customers. Here the idea was to create catcher, and it was created around Christmas last year. So it really adds specific contests available, as I was saying, on the app to really create this brand engagement. And each time you can win some nice prizes, either 1 year of free product, either 3 months of free deliveries. So it's a really great way to boost their sales and also create loyalty around their brand. Here we have an example from Eroski. So Eroski has really created a full gamified shopping journey, really transforming daily transaction into engaging campaigns and experiences. So how does it work? So they do have also campaigns available on their app. And actually, each time you go purchase at Eroski, so Eroski, sorry, is also a chain of supermarkets in Spain. Each time you go by at the shop, you can, thanks to a token, upload they know, thanks to a token, what you bought at the shop, and like that you get exclusive chances to actually participate to instant wins and different types of campaigns and win prizes. They also make you win little discounts of 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 euros in order to actually make sure you go back to the shop. So they really created this full journey that really feels like a full seamless experience with the customers to boost the sales and boost the loyalty with their customers, thanks to all this gamified content that you get access to in exchange of your purchases. And the last example for the rewards is here, the Pain Quotidien again, with their Tartine Club rewards. So Pain Quotidien is a chain where you can, of course, go consume some nice lunches and breakfasts. And the idea is that they have what they call Tartine Club. So it's their digital loyalty program that they have on their website, on their app, named really after the iconic open lunches, etc., that they serve. So here, of course, it's designed to reward regular customers with points, incentives, like free coffee, free €1 discount, stuff like that. So in this case, they actually integrated Qualifio to their loyalty program to gather feedback from the customers. So they really exclusively use Qualifio for surveys, for feedback, etc., and to actually enrich the data they have about their customers. So they would ask them what age they are, where do they like to actually have their breakfast when they go to to the place. Is it outside? Is it next to the bar? Is it inside in a chill corner, cozy corners, etc.? So they really gather a little bit of information each time from the different surveys that they do create, and they reward customers for going, let's say, of course, to the shop, buying stuff, taking breakfast, etc., but also for taking part in the different surveys and campaigns that they do. So they do receive points directly into their account if they do answer a survey, and like that, with the points, they can get at some point some incentives and some discounts in the different shops directly. So it's a great way to link their reward program on their website and app, and Qualify. So that's it for the different pillars that I wanted to show you. Now, before we finish, I just wanted to show you a bit of an end of year inspiration that we have. So a couple of nice campaigns that our studio can actually create for you for Halloween and Christmas. So like that, you can see the new formats that have been developed by our studio, but that are only accessible through a studio request. So we have here a new format that's been developed by the studio. It's an instant win, and it's a Halloween piñata. So the idea here, of course, that you have to hit the piñata, and then you know directly after hitting a couple of times with the, I don't know how you call that, the colored thing, you would know directly if you won something or not. So of course, Halloween is one of the moments of the year with a lot of user engagement. This can be, of course, personalized the way you want. So piñata could be created in different ways, but it's really a nice format, fun and engaging, to actually enrich your database and collect new data and leads. We also have this Studio Frozen Christmas, so this new studio format. So here the idea is that you have an ice cube, and that you need to scratch, let's say, the ice cube to identify what's frozen inside. So in this case, we do have Rudolph, but it could be anything. It could be a product. It could be anything to actually create a fun and memorable experience with your customers. So here, several ice cubes with frozen contents and quizzes question in a row are possible in order to make a nice Christmassy experience around your products and brand. We also have this new format that has been created by the studio. So here the idea is the shooter game. So in this case, the idea is to shoot the different presents that are flying around in order to add points. So it's a nice, it's a very nice format that is created also by a studio. So here you can, of course, turn the campaign into a contest with your product as prizes. You can also personalize it completely. Instead of having presents flying around, you can have something else. So you can really create strong consumer product connection, and strong brand connection thanks to this type of fun content created by our studio. And then, of course, our studio creates really amazing advent calendars. They also have this new instant win with the snowball that you just saw. So you can just shake the snowball to see if you want something. But you can also have really built and personalized, super nice calendars where with each day a new type of campaign. So this is really something that you can also ask our studio if it would be something interesting for you, so that they can actually take care of everything and create your calendar the way you would want. And the last slide for today is here, just a couple of more inspirations. So we do have our 2026 marketing calendar that was released last week, where you can find all the marketing events that you could use for your campaigns and content. We also add you a link to all autumn marketing campaign inspiration with also great examples that are creating around autumn and best digital advent calendars of 2024. So this is more for the Christmas season in order to get inspired by what was released already last year among our customers. So this is just for you to have it. Of course, I'm going to send the presentation right after. I mean, this afternoon you will have the presentation and the recording of the session so that you can directly have access to these blog articles if you would be interested. And that's it for our presentation today. So I don't know if you have any question. We still have a bit less than 15 minutes. So if you do have questions, do not hesitate to ask them in the question and answer section of your screen, and I can answer them. I don't see any new question popping up. I wait a tiny bit more to see if something comes up. No questions, and I see that people are actually dropping the call. So thank you very much for attending our webinar. I hope you found it interesting and that you saw nice examples that could give you ideas for your future content. I wish you an excellent day and speak to you soon. Thank you and have a nice day.